Oh, that was nice. Sniff, sniff. Sorry. Forgot I was mic'd. Hi, speakers. This is Robin J. I'm so excited you're joining me today. I forgot to make a little note in the chat bar to let me know that you can hear me, which is really funny if you can hear me. If you can't, I need to put that in writing. There we go. Hello, Kathy. I'm so glad you're joining me today. Where are you calling in from? You don't have to share, but it's fun if you do. Well, you're welcome. It's my pleasure. I have dealt with so many speakers who are struggling. Oh, you're calling in from Georgia. How fabulous. I've been to Georgia. It's beautiful. We're going to wait just another minute or two. See if some other speakers or experts want to get on the call. Do you have any specific questions you hope to have answered today in this webinar, Kathy? If you do, just feel free to type in the chat bar. And have you downloaded your action guide? If not, the link for it is right up at the top of the chat bar. lvcsb.com/is-action guide. If you haven't printed that out yet, make sure you have one. Okay, that's great to know. I can absolutely help you with that. Make sure you have your action guide. The link is at the very top. lvcsb.com/is-action guide. We'll give it one more minute and then we'll get started. So excited, I can't wait. Now, the link in the PowerPoint is not a hyperlink. It's not a live link. It is just the URL, but there is a live link at the top of the chat bar. It's at the top of the chat bar. At the very top in yellow, there's a yellow band, and you see my email address, robin@lvcsb.com. And right above that, it says, right where your message comes up, there's a sticky chat, and it's lvcsb.com/is-action guide. Do you see it now? You can just click on that, print it, and we'll give it a second. Can you get the link? You see it there? It's right above. You see where your message that you just typed? We're sorry, I still don't see it. Right above that, in the chat bar, there's a sticky chat. Right up here. Do you see my little mouse? That's a link right there. lvcsb.com/is action guide. There's your notes right above them. Do you see it? I wonder if Manuel is going to join us today from Belgium. Oh, can you see the chat bar? Are you in Webinar Jam or are you watching us in YouTube? Because if you're on YouTube, you don't get to see the chat bar. And if you ask me questions, they come up on my email, so I don't see them until we're all done. So you want to be in the Webinar Jam link. Okay, do you see it? Okay, I'm going to put my mouse right over your, well, you see it on this, can you see it here on the PowerPoint over my picture? Okay, do you see your chat in the chat bar? Can you see where you're writing? Because it's right above that on a sticky chat. That's what they call it. Anyway, the URL is right here, lvcsb.com/is-action guide. So you can just enter that if you want, and we can wait one more minute. We'll get rolling. Oh, it's 11:05 already. So you can just, well, do you see the URL? It's right here on the middle of the PowerPoint slide, and you can just enter that. I don't know. When I watch the replay, my mouse shows. Anyway, it's not necessary to see my mouse, but it's at the top of the chat bar. No, you get it on the web, not off the web, but out of the webinar. And it's lvcsb.com/is, like Insider Secrets -action guide. And you want to print that out. It'll really help you, any speaker. It will help to get clear on where you are and where you want to go, where you want to be with your speaking career. Yes, you see the URL on the PDF. Just copy that. LVCSB, like Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau.com/is-action guide. And you can just grab that and print it. And I'm going to go ahead and get started because I don't want to start too late. So I want to start by asking a quick poll. I know most people become speakers because they truly have a message they want to share with the world. They've experienced something unique. They have a gift, a talent, or a body of experience, and they want to be able to share that with the world. So the question is, what is your financial goal for speaking? Do you hope to gain financial independence and support yourself as a speaker, or are you simply looking to supplement your income? Maybe you already have a job and you just want to get paid to speak maybe once or twice a month, which if you're a highly paid speaker, once or twice a month is enough to do it. Why would you work 40 hours a week if you can work 2 hours a month, right? So that's where we're headed with this. So you can type in the chat bar if you want, if you're there and you feel like participating. You can type in financial independence. Okay, we've got a winner, financial independence, or supplement your income. And there are no wrong answers. Either way, this is fantastic, okay? Imagine earning $5,000, $10,000, or even $25,000 for a 1-hour presentation. It's possible. You can do it. I've booked speakers for more than $30,000 an hour. And They speak for about 45 minutes. It's really less than a 1-hour presentation. You usually do 45 or 50 minutes and allow some time for Q&A. It's fantastic. The Insider Secrets course is not for you if you don't want to leverage your passion, your experience, or your message to earn an incredible income and lifestyle, or you're happy speaking for free. It's a fun hobby for you. This course, Insider Secrets, was made for you if you have an important message to share. And like I said, most every speaker I talk to really has an important message to share. You want to distinguish yourself from the crowded field of general speakers. And we're going to talk about what a general speaker is pretty soon. You want to become the leading expert in your field. I can help you with that. You want to earn thousands every time you speak and have high recurring income. You are excited at the opportunity to influence and help others while fulfilling your potential. You want to discover how the speaking industry really works, and you're ready to start getting paid to speak. So I hope that's you. If you're listening to this now or watching this, I really am excited that you're here, because as president of the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau for more than 10 years now, I have a lot of insights and inside information that I'm excited to share with you. There I am at Meeting Professionals International in Edmonton, north of where I am in Las Vegas here, speaking to a room full of meeting planners, which I absolutely love because they're all in the position to book you for a paid gig. And that was a wonderful event with MPI up there. Speaking is one of the highest paid professions today. Imagine getting a check for $5,000 or $10,000 or even more for a 1-hour presentation. This is just, it's possible. You can do it. So let's start by taking an assessment of where you are right now and where you want to be. What's the top fee you've earned this year? And just write this down on your action guide. You don't have to share it in the chat bar, but I am going to ask you to share one thing in just a minute. What's the biggest fee you've earned all year in 2017? Then what do you want your top fee to be next year in 2018? Because this is going to help you to see how close you are to your goals and how far away you are and what you need to do to get there. What has been your average fee for this year? So say you spoke 10 times and 5 times you got $10,000 and 5 times you spoke for free. So your average would be $5,000. Easy math, right? But what do you want your average fee to be next year in 2018? And here's a real good tip for you. We all get asked to speak for free. We have friends who are on committees or associations, and there's always the Rotary and all these places where they want speakers and they don't want to pay you. If you're getting asked to speak for free, and I'm going to show you how to monetize even those non-paid speaking engagements, so you'll be clamoring for them. But if you start to feel like you're being taken advantage of a little bit, one way to do it is you tell your people, I donate a free presentation every quarter. And I'm already booked for first quarter 2018 and second quarter. So if you'd like to book me, my first opening is third quarter of 2018. That way, they're not in the position to be judgy, like, well, you're not being very charitable, and this is a good cause. You're offering your services, but you're offering them on your terms. And that's a real nice way to do that. So think about what do you want your average fee to be next year? So even if you're at the $5,000 or $2,500, or maybe even you're making $1,500 right now, I remember really struggling with fees when I started speaking, wondering what to charge, what would be best. And but nobody ever asked me what did I want to make. I just wanted to make more. I just wanted to make more than I was making. So think about what your average fee is this year and what you want your average fee to be next year. And then ask yourself, how much will you earn this year total? Put together everything, all your, charitable gigs, how much you sold in the back of the room, everything combined into your speaking engagements. How much do you think you will finish up? We're almost to the end of the year. So how much did you earn this year? And this is the big question. How much do you want to earn next year in 2018? And you can say more. You could say $100,000. You could say 250,000. You could say $500,000 or $1 million. You know, there are speakers making 7 figures all the time. There's no reason it can't be you. But here's where I want you to look at. What is the gap, and are you ready to close it? How much will you earn this year, and how much do you want to earn next year in 2018? How big is the gap? Are you close? Do you want to go up? Like, you know, most businesses are happy with a 5 or 10% increase, and you figure 3% cost of living, whatever. So somewhere between 5 and 10%. But as a speaker, you don't need a whole company to get on board with you. You can change what you're doing today, immediately, and see how much farther you can get in 1 year. You could double your income, you could triple your income. And a lot of people balk at that. They think it's not realistic. In fact, it's funny, I placed an ad on, I don't remember, I think it was Google a few years ago about tripling your income, and they wouldn't accept it because they said it was unrealistic, which blew my mind, because think about this. There you go, 6 figures. You want to earn, Kathy wrote, she wants to earn 6 figures in 2018. Well, it's absolutely doable. And, you know, when you start making thousands every time you speak, you don't even need a lot of opportunities. Plus, once you discover how to monetize even non-paid speaking engagements, those free gigs, it becomes even more realistic. You can absolutely do this. And, you know, an online course, there's so many things that you can do with your product development and your speaking to really grow your speaking business exponentially. And then, you know, let me go back here 1 second. What's it worth to you to close that gap? 20%? Would you make 100 grand if it cost you 20 to be there? I think so. You know, 20 grand. In fact, you know, the Bureau charges a commission fee of about 25% usually, unless there are other circumstances. But I've told my friends, if you book me for something, I will give you 25%, because it would be 7,500 I wouldn't have otherwise, you know, if I'm getting 10 for it. So we have to be willing. Yeah, an easy decision. It's a no-brainer. I'll pay $1,000 a day to make $10,000 all day long, all the time. So just keep that in mind too. The truth about speaking is that often, in spite of standing ovations and accolades, most speakers don't earn enough money to put gas in their car to get home from their non-paid speaking engagement. They go to these events, they hope to sell product in the back of the room, but they never sell enough to cover what it took to be there. They never discover how to monetize their speaking careers. So let's find out why. No one would ever try to fly an airplane without first taking flying lessons, right? If you've ever walked into the cockpit of a jetliner, there are so many switches and buttons. There is no on and off switch, and there is no takeoff or landing button. You have to train. You have to learn what it takes to fly an aircraft before they even give you the controls. And then one day you get to try and take it off and then land it. And yet people become authors and speakers every day, totally unprepared to turn that into a career and make a living at it. And I think it's a big mistake, because that's why they end up struggling. I sought help when I became a speaker, and I still struggled terribly because I was getting advice from the wrong people. I did this overproduced demo video with the spiral staircase and the titles on it, and I think I spent an hour choosing which font I wanted on it. I think it's because we speak and we write from the time we're toddlers. Most of us, you know, we're writing by the time we're in kindergarten at 5 years old. We're speaking from the time we're 1 or 2. And so we think, well, I have a story. I'm going to speak. I'm going to become a speaker and share my story, or I'm going to become an author. And we start writing. And we don't understand that publishing and speaking are industries, they're businesses. And it's very important that we discover how these industries work before we struggle. Over the next hour, I'm going to show you how the speaking industry really works. I'm going to share the biggest mistakes speakers make, why most speaker training fails, the 3 different types of speakers. Most people don't even know there are 3 different types, and what every speaker should know before struggling one more day. I'm going to share insider secrets to earning 6 figures as a speaker, and how you can make more money in one day than you ever thought possible, plus how to set your speaking career on fire. You're about to discover incredible secrets and insights about the speaking industry that took me nearly 10 years and about $250,000. Like I said, I got some bad advice when I started out, and I'm not the only one running the Speakers Bureau. I hear from speakers all the time where they spent their money, what paid off, what didn't pay off. And that's why it's, so important to learn from someone who knows what they're talking about. And stay tuned. I have a wonderful offer for you at the end of this program, a mind-blowing opportunity for just a few speakers. I'm going to go live on camera too. But before that, at the end of the program, it's all part of your platform, who you are and what you did and why people should listen to you. If you've ever gone to a networking event, you see the speaker sitting alone before lunch, and then they introduce them and they come up and they share their story. Now there's a line of people who want to talk to the speaker. Do yourself a favor. The next time you're at a networking event and there's a speaker, seek them out and start talking to them before anybody else has, and find out what their story is and why they are the speaker at that event, which is really great. So why am I the one to help you with this? In 2006, I founded the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau in the convention capital of North America, lvcsb.com. You can check out the site and opt in and get a free report, free PDF. Las Vegas has more than 11 million square feet of convention space. This is crazy. I mean, it's like there are so many meetings going on in town every day. Some are a couple hundred people, some are 20,000. It doesn't matter. This is really a huge convention hub. As president of the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau today, I regularly get to work with and be friends with people that I used to read their books and watch them on TV, like Captain Jim Lovell from Apollo 13. I did not know him when I watched Apollo 13, and I got to spend the whole day with him when I booked him for a group in from Australia. I regularly book speakers for keynote presentations and breakout sessions. I have this up here to remind myself to tell you the difference, because I remember too when I started speaking that I didn't really know the difference between a keynote session and a breakout session. It doesn't have anything to do with the time of day. A keynote session isn't necessarily an opening keynote unless it's an opening keynote or a closing keynote, which could be in the morning, it could be in the afternoon, it could be a lunchtime keynote, it could be any time of day, an afternoon keynote, mid-morning. But what it stands for is that everybody at that event is in one room listening to you. And so I think most speakers strive to become keynote presenters. Breakout session, then say you have a conference with 100 people, and then they break out into 2 groups of 50 or 4 groups of 25. It's like making change for $1, right? Break it down any way you want to. If you do get booked for a keynote presentation, it's always nice if you offer your host or your meeting planner to do a breakout for free, especially if you're getting your full fee. It gives you more exposure and more one-on-one, and the attendees will love to get to know you, and you're providing value, and you're saving them from having to book another speaker for $500 or $1,500, whatever the budget is. This is my body of work, my first book, The Art of the Business Lunch, Building Relationships Between 12 and 2. It's really not about dining. It's about taking advantage of mealtime to build relationships with your clients. It's an award winner, and it is in 12 languages worldwide. And I also contributed to Chicken Soup for the Soul, The Power of Mentorship. And then I edited and published The Power of the Platform anthology series featuring speakers along with the anchors, Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy, and Les Brown. They were all in the books, in all 3 of them. And that was just such an incredible experience to do that. I got interviewed by all these media outlets and many more. The challenge was I started to think even my friends cared what I had for lunch or where I went for lunch. You never want to let your ego get in the way. Not that I did that, but you do start to think that what you have to share is so important. And it is. Your main message is always very, very important. But when you start doing all these interviews, when you launch a book, it is really fun, and everybody wants to know everything about you. And most recently, I started making Movies, I write and produce personal development films with some people you might recognize: Brian Tracy, Jack Canfield, John Gray, John Assaraf, Reverend Michael Beckwith, Daniel Brinkley, so on. Don Miguel Ruiz, Marcy Shimoff. And these stars trust me with their reputations, which means you can too. The other experts who appear in the movies gain success by association, which is absolute marketing gold. You always want to surround yourself with like-minded people. Now, remember I said I would share the biggest mistakes and misconceptions that most professional speakers have. Most speakers make every mistake in the book, and I humbly share that I did too in the beginning. Let's look at the top 3 mistakes, and then we'll get into them in more detail. The first one is they don't understand how the speaking industry works. They rely on fee-based gigs, and I'll share more about that in a minute. They create and try to sell the wrong products instead of starting with the end in mind, and I'm sure your wheels are going to start turning, and you can begin to imagine what a game changer that is once you start creating your products, not just something you want to create, but really, how is that product going to support you as you move forward? And I think that's really important. And they don't understand how easy it is to stop speaking for free and start getting paid to speak. So, success as a speaker is not just about being a great presenter. It's about understanding how the business works. Being a great presenter helps. Absolutely. I've uncovered some very serious problems in the speaking industry. First, most speaker training programs fail to address how the industry actually works. If you don't know how it works, you're going to struggle. You could have a dynamite program, but you're not going to be able to monetize it if you don't really understand how the industry works. It's a very crowded field, and we have so many industry experts who are often willing to speak for free. In fact, I just had I was talking to another speaker that I've known for years the other day, and she said that more often than not now, people will charge you these, when I ask a meeting planner, well, what's your budget for a speaker? More often than not, they're going to say, well, either we won't charge them to attend our event, or they can pay us for the opportunity to present in front of our group. It's a real paradigm shift because they realize that if a speaker is going to sell their products from the platform, which you want to do very discreetly, you don't want it to just be a big pitch fest. But if they're going to sell their products, then appearing in front of their group is valuable to the speaker. And so the fee-based gigs are drying up, and industry experts are willing to speak for free or in exchange for being able to attend the conference for free. Plus, there are countless experts speaking on the very same topic. So the challenge becomes, how can you and your message stand out so that you can indeed achieve financial freedom? So follow along in your Insider Secrets Action Guide, and let's talk about financial freedom for a minute. What does it mean to you? And I have a fill in the blank here. I think it's the 4th or 5th page of the action guide. What would you do if you had financial freedom? And think about that. And that's just for you to answer. It's having all the money you want and having the free time to enjoy it, because one without the other really is useless. If you have all the money you want, but you're spending all your time making it and you don't have free time to enjoy it, well, that's a workaholic. And the other is having the free time. If you just have free time, then you're unemployed, basically, if you just have free time and no money. So it's a beautiful combination between having all the money you want and having the free time to enjoy it. Jack Canfield, in my first movie, The Keeper of the Keys, said, when your vocation feels like a vacation, you have arrived. And that's where we want to go. I love my work. I work all the time, but it's because I love it. So I really don't mind. And I just really enjoy sharing all of this. Your dream of financial freedom can come true. You can achieve financial freedom as a speaker if you take the time to understand how the industry really works and discover the keys to achieving all you want. Most speaker training isn't about how to monetize your speaking career. At a typical speaker training event, you'll have a big program with a lot of different speakers on products, positioning, packaging, your social media presence, how to do an interview. I had a guy tell me that he'd paid, I think, like $2,500 for someone to tell him what color to wear on stage. And then there are other speakers who focus on how to get hired by particular groups like colleges or women's groups. Now, I know how to do that. I have one of my speakers who speaks a lot at colleges, and he spent an hour with me on the phone and told me exactly how to do it. So, you know, nothing is a mystery. When you run a speakers bureau, you really do get exposed to all of it. And they'll usually have a host to help you see the possibilities, all for just about $10,000 for one of these big events by the time everybody's selling you something. I can tell you this type of training doesn't work. In fact, if you look at your action guide right now, I really want to know. I like being in the know. I love being an insider. And I hear from speakers all the time what trainings they took that were worth it, which is very few, and what training they took that wasn't worth it. So I put this on the Insider Secrets Action Guide. Have you had professional speaker training before? Did your previous training share how to monetize your speaking? Yes or no? And have you implemented any of the training, and how would you evaluate your success as a result of that training? So on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being ineffective, 5 being awesome, rate any previous training. And that is for your benefit. But if you want to email me, and my email is at the top of the chat bar again, robin@lvcsb.com, you can let me know if you've ever taken speaker training that was very effective, or if you've wasted your money on something. I really like to know that. So answer the questions in your action guide about training you've had in the past. And, you know, think about that. I want to help you. And I had, oh my goodness, one of my clients said this week that she went to an event, and the host of the event was talking to the speaker partner. They both shared the stage. And in front of all the other attendees, they were sitting outside in front of this meeting room complaining that nobody was buying anything. And I was like, in earshot? I mean, that's just, I think there are a lot of speakers who were successful and now they're not, or they're just coasting. But to poo-poo an audience in front of their ear, you know, in front of them where they can hear you, is just so unprofessional. So I really like to be able to caution my speakers that I work with where to go, what to do, what's going to work and what's not. So let's look more closely now at the top 3 mistakes. You remember the first one was not understanding how the speaking industry works. I hope this is getting your wheels turning and that it's blowing your mind a little bit, because I don't think other speakers will tell you about the downfalls and the challenges of the industry. So most speakers don't understand how the industry works. They rely on fee-based speaking engagements like a speakers bureau, which unfortunately a speakers bureau is going to say, don't call us, we'll call you. And they want you when you're hot. When somebody has something really big in the news media, you see them on every talk show. You see them. Yeah, it is. It's the truth. Word. In the chat bar. I love the truth. Yes, I do too. That's why I'm really driven to share this with you. Most relying on fee-based gigs. And this is, I get emails all the time from speakers who want to be listed with the lvcsb.com. I really cherry pick the speakers that I represent. They're usually someone I know, someone I've seen, or if you have great demo videos with all the right elements in them. But being listed with a speakers bureau is actually a part of a successful speaker strategy. It's just a part of it. I want to help you, empower you by showing you that there's so much more to it. So being listed on a bureau is valuable. I have tremendous search engine optimization on lvcsb.com. So meeting planners find me when they're looking for their speakers, which helps them find you. But you can't just rely on it. Even if you're listed with 20 speakers bureaus, you just can't rely on it to make your mortgage payment or to make your living. What it comes down to is having a powerful platform. What is a platform and why do you need one? Your platform is basically your accomplishments. What are people saying about you? What you would hear when they introduce you. This is an award-winning author, president and founder of a speakers bureau. This guy invented something. This guy developed a software. I remember I shared the stage with Ben Casnocha, who was the right hand to, what's his name? The guy who launched LinkedIn. You know, so that's his platform. And then what did he do with it afterward? And how he lives remotely. I think he's up in Oregon and his business is in San Francisco and nobody realizes he's up in Oregon. it's a remarkable business, but you really want to make sure that you build yourself out by building your platform, your accomplishments. How many books have you sold? Where have you spoken? People say, oh, I've shared the platform with presidents and so on. That's all part of your platform. There's nothing wrong with it. It's your accomplishments. What have you done? Like my Art of the Business lunch, I personally hosted more than 3,000 client lunches, and I saw my sales increase by more than 2,000%. That is a big part of my platform when I wrote the Art of the Business lunch and I sold it to a publisher. So, and then since then, my movies, my books, everything you saw me when I introduced myself is my platform. So think about what you can draw from in your experience and your life to share your accomplishments. And what will this mean to your career as a speaker? Well, it means you're going to get booked more. The more powerful, the stronger your platform, the more compelling you are as a speaker, the more experience you have. If you set yourself on fire, bureaus and meeting planners will find you. If you search for an Art of the Business lunch speaker, I come up number one. My book on Amazon, my website as a speaker, robinj.com. There's an abstract of my book. There's a video of me speaking on the Art of the Business lunch. There I am listed on another speakers bureau. There I am at the lvcsb.com, my website. So anybody looking for that topic or networking or sees my book will find me and hire me as a speaker. But I even set the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau on fire. If you're looking for a speaker for your convention in Las Vegas, you are going to find me. I'm the first organic listing. If you look up there, lvcsb.com, Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau, is the first organic listing. The listing right above it is an ad, vegasmeansbusiness.com, which is our Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, which if you look at the last listing, it's the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority listing for my speakers bureau, the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau. So I really do have great search engine optimization, which is why being listed on the lvcsb.com website is so powerful and a great part of a great speaker strategy, a successful speaker strategy. The number two mistake moving forward, speakers create and try to sell the wrong products for the wrong reasons. You want to start with the end in mind. Building products to sell is not important. You have to start thinking about what can you build that you can sell, information products. It's not important. It's mandatory if you're going to make thousands every time you speak. The good news is everything is digital today, so these can cost next to nothing to create. You have to have a reason for creating your product. You need to create a product because there's a demand for it, and then share the reason why you created it. I love this example. Lauren Bloom is an attorney. She's one of my co-authors in the Power of the Platform anthology that I published. She wrote a book. She's a business attorney, but she wrote a book called The Art of the Apology. And every time anyone in the public eye screws up, guess who's on the talk show circuit? Lauren Bloom, doing interviews, sharing her insights on what they should do to get back in the good graces of the public. So whether it was, Tiger Woods or Kobe Bryant or politicians who have screwed up, she's going to be on the Today Show and every other talk show sharing how they should fix it. So anyway, you want to be able to share the reason why you created a product. There has to be a demand for it. I created this webinar because there was such demand from speakers who want to be listed with the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau. In fact, my inbox every week gets emails like this. This is just a little sample. I hear from a lot of doctors. They are authorities and they want to speak more. And then look at these next three. Sign them up, be an official speaker, send us an application. I don't have any of those. Like I said, I cherry pick the speakers that I want to work with. Speaker has a broad range of subjects to choose from. That does not help me. I want someone who dominates their topic. Yes, you can have a broad range of subjects on which you speak, but you want to market yourself as an expert on a hot topic. And speakers looking for more opportunities? Well, yes, they all are. So on and on and on. That's why I created Insider Secrets. I heard from 3 speakers in one day that they wanted to be listed with the Bureau. And seriously, the light bulb went off over my head. And I was like, I think I really need to do this to help everybody. So when we talk about creating an awesome product, simply make it something people need, something people want, and something you know a lot about. First and foremost, a book, an ebook, It can be an ebook. Ebooks are as popular now. People are reading them on their tablets and on their cell phones, and make it something that's worthwhile, that's valuable. Here I am with some very super successful speakers who earn more than most speakers working today. How do they do that? And you might recognize Jack Canfield, Marcy Shimoff, and John Gray with me there on the red carpet at my premiere of my first film, The Keeper of the Keys. They all starred in it. They are some of the most successful speakers. This is how they do it. They use their books. The best use of a book is to define yourself as an expert. It's a great way to start your speaking career by having an awesome book. Books can make you rich. Jack Canfield created Chicken Soup for the Soul, and you know his story of struggling to get it published is just a game changer. So he wrote The Success Principles. Now, Chicken Soup has more than 500 million copies, but Jack got tired of sharing warm, fuzzy stories like Chicken Soup stories. So he wrote The Success Principles, and today he is an amazing business coach. He does Train the Trainer. He has a ton of programs. You can go spend a week with him at his home in Maui. You can go see, I had a friend who last month spent $15,000 to go see Jack in Tuscany, Italy, and learn Jack's secrets for success there. So, and you, like I said, $25,000 to go spend a few days with Jack at his home in Maui. Marcy Shimoff is the reason Chicken Soup for the Soul became a series. She had the idea to do Chicken Soup for the Woman's Soul, Chicken Soup for the Mother's Soul, and on and on and on, to the tune of 500 million books. Then she wrote her own book because she speaks and she wanted to take it a step further. So she wrote Happy for No Reason. She's also done Love for No Reason. She's a great writer and she does very well and hosts her own events all the time. And then John Gray, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, is, you know, nothing short of a pop culture phenomenon. And you know, John does his own seminars. John hosts his own events. You can start to see where this is going, right? And they get paid. They all get paid. Jack's domestic speaking fee is $35,000 for a keynote. Internationally, he commands $75,000. And I think John Gray is right about there too. So it all started with a book. So if you haven't written a book yet, start thinking about your expertise, your unique platform, and how can you spin that into a book. Jeff Walker, author of Launch, wrote, no matter what you want to learn, someone has spent a life studying it. Learn from them. Or as the saying goes, you don't want to have to reinvent the wheel. Other people are making tons of money as speakers. Follow what they do. You know, it's been done before. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So quick little recap. So far, you've discovered that most speakers don't understand how the speaking industry really works. If you simply rely on bureaus to book you or fee-based gigs, fee-paid gigs, you might just starve to death. Most speaker training won't show you how to monetize your speaking career, but Insider Secrets will. Financial freedom as a speaker can be yours if you understand how the industry works. You need to create awesome products. I'm sorry, you really do. There's a game-changing bonus opportunity coming up soon. So take a minute and ask yourself, are you where you think you should be at this point? Now, one of our attendees today said she's just getting started. So of course, you're where you think you should be at this point. But if you've been speaking for a while, ask yourself if you're where you think you should be at this point. And if not, are you ready to start earning what you think you're worth and not what someone else has determined so you can start living your dream? And what I mean by what someone else has determined is if someone calls me at the bureau and they say, well, our budget is $1,500, then I reach out to a speaker and I say, do you want to do this? Someone else is, I have a speaker who lives here. He's a $25,000 speaker. And I get requests for big name speakers and I'll reach out to him and I have put him in so many proposals at $5,000, which means he's letting, it's short term. Like if he's going to get 25,000, that's booked 6 months to a year out. So if somebody needs a speaker for 2 or 3 months from now and he's not booked, the odds are pretty good he's not going to get booked. So he can sit at home on his butt and make nothing, or go share his message, which most speakers love to speak, and pick up $5,000. So, you know, this is someone else determining what you're worth when you do that. And it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not a great way to make your 6-figure career as a speaker. So are you ready to change your game? There are 3 types of speakers: general, public, and paid. So now that you know of the 3 types of speakers, general public and paid, which type of speaker do you want to become? And you can type that in the chat bar if you want, but I think I know the answer. Hopefully it's number 3, paid speaker. When we look at the differences, general speakers include the more than 18,000 speakers listed. Yes, paid. Everybody's chiming in with paid. The more than 18,000 speakers listed with the Washington Speakers Bureau, leading authorities, Kepler's, etc. They're talented, they teach, they entertain, and motivate. It includes everyone and every Toastmasters in the world, which is tens of thousands of speakers. Other industry experts, which I mentioned before, and specialists. And I have specialists in blue there to share another tip with you. You never want to be a specialist. I remember I called a friend of mine who's in the know, and I said, I finally came up with what I'm going to call myself. I'm going to be a business relationship specialist. And he said, that's a terrible title. And I was blown away. I'm like, why? I think it's exactly what I do. He said, you never want to be a specialist because it contains the word Cialis in it, which if you don't know is an erectile dysfunction drug. And you could get bounced on emails or your website because the spam filters are going to recognize Cialis. If you've ever gotten spam email and you know there's asterisks in front of it or they misspell it, trying to get under the radar of a spam filter. And that absolutely blew my mind when I heard that. So you never want to be a specialist. Always call yourself an expert. Most general speakers will speak for whatever they can get. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Most speakers will speak for whatever they can get, whenever they can get it. They'll often speak for free and to any size audience. They hope to sell product in the back of the room, but they usually don't. They hope to land that big $10,000 to $20,000 keynote presentation, but they usually don't. Occasionally, a general speaker will get hot. They have the right message at the right time, and they get a TV show or a viral video. Like there's Larry Winget, the pit bull of personal development. He had a TV show on A&E called Big Spender, and then he became a financial consultant on some of the major news networks. Judson Lapely did the evolution of dance. It was actually the first viral video ever on YouTube. And his fee went from $3,000 to more than $10,000 because he did the evolution of dance, which was actually like the last 5 minutes of his program. It's really fun. If you haven't watched that yet, you want to make sure that you watch it. They get booked a lot. There is a catch-22, however. A bureau will want to book you once you no longer need them to. And this is a fact. I'm telling you. I even called Judson Lapely to book him the next year, and he was totally booked from orientation at college. He specialized speaking at colleges, orientation at colleges all the way to Christmas. He was booked. It's crazy. All right, next up is public speakers. They're famous, well-known people. And I think this is understood because even 250,000. Some of the celebrity chefs that I know of are 100,000, 150,000. They have TV shows. They're busy. They have their own line of cookware. So why would they come and speak for less than that? It just doesn't make sense. Their average audience size can be 500 to 20,000 people. They use the platform to educate, entertain, and motivate the audience. So let's look at who a public speaker might be. Maybe Politico, like Rudy Giuliani. Anyone who ever ran for office is a public speaker. Anybody who's held public office. Athletes, especially retired athletes. There's Mark Spitz, who was the first Olympian to win 7 gold medals in a single Olympiad. Older actors and actresses. I always hesitate when I say that because I don't want to call them old. But, you know, they're not getting the leading lady roles or the leading man roles. They're playing the in-laws now. So actors and actresses like to share their experiences and their stories. There's my friend J.B. Bernstein, who's a fabulous speaker. He was played by John Hamm in the movie $1 Million Arm, which was put out by Disney. It was a worldwide success. So he kind of went from being a general speaker or an industry expert to becoming a public speaker. Physicist Michio Kaku he has his own show on the Science Channel, and he also is a guest on the morning talk shows and many of the news networks. And there's my friend Jack Canfield, who is a public speaker, because even if someone doesn't know his name, they're familiar with the Chicken Soup for the Soul brand. Now, here comes the juicy part, paid speakers. I bet you want to know what they do differently, right? Believe it or not, they're happy to speak for free. Now, remember earlier I said you'll jump at the chance to speak for free as long as you can sell your products from the stage. So it's a combination of the strategy, being listed with bureaus, being able to speak to almost any audience, having the right products to sell, being able to promote yourself. This is a comprehensive opportunity for you to really make your mark as a speaker. A paid speaker will even pay you to speak. Remember, I said a lot of the meeting planners have discovered this, that they can get a dynamite speaker as long as they let them sell from the platform. They might even pay you for the opportunity to speak to your group. Paid speakers base their presentations on science and psychology. This is talking to your clients' subconscious belief systems, and it resonates with them, and they become customers. They'll split the take for the room or sales, sometimes as much as 50-50. They use the platform to sell what they teach. That is a game changer, and I go into that more in Insider Secrets, but I mean, this is so powerful. So who is a paid speaker? How about Tony Robbins? That ring a bell? He is, I think, the highest paid speaker right now, making about $400 million a year, doing his own events. He's incredible. And he's cleaning Deepak Chopra's clock, because Deepak makes about 40 or 50 million a year. Brendan Burchard is making the same, 40, $50 million a year or more, hosting their own events, doing their online courses, writing books. It's a beautiful strategy. Marsha Weeder, you probably never heard of her. She's America's Dream Coach. She's making 7 figures, as is Marcy Shimoff. And there's my friend Jack Canfield, who people are paying him $25,000 to go sit at his home in Maui. That is where you want to be, in this company with the paid speakers instead of the struggling general speakers. When we talk about taking the platform, most speakers are general speakers trying to fit the role of public speaker. That's why they're not making any money. That's why they're struggling. They never become paid speakers because they don't even realize that category exists. But now that you know, I can help you become a paid speaker. Next up, a super exciting bonus, a nugget from Napoleon Hill, and I'm going live, so stay tuned. Now imagine creating an event that would help you earn 10 times more than you invested. And if even one person paid, you'll make a profit. Doesn't that sound exciting? Because I can show you how to do that. And I do in Insider Secrets. You can learn from the rich and successful. Where you are financially today is a result of what you were doing 5 or 10 years ago. If you're going to become a wealthy investor, you have to do what the wealthy do and invest in yourself and learn how the business works. You've heard about OPM or OBM. You've heard that it takes money to make money and that it doesn't have to be your money. It could be other people's money or other banks' money. In fact, the difference between the rich and the poor is the rich use the power of debt to make money. They invest in things that will increase in value, like education, real estate, the stock market. The poor, on the other hand, use debt for instant gratification. They're working hard, so they want to buy something that's going to make them feel better. These items decrease in value. They're not worth what you paid for them the minute you buy them, like a big screen TV, a vehicle. Now, if your car helps you with your work, it can become a great business expense, but it's not worth what you paid for it the second you drive it off the lot. Technology. Oh, I'm so glad Kathy just wrote powerful information. Yes. Technology. How many of you have ever bought like a new Apple Watch and you get home and like the next week they announce 3rd generation or a new style or something else? It's going to be outdated. When I bought my first smartphone, I remember I said to the guy that I kept waiting. I waited like a year before past the time I wanted one. And I said, well, I'm just afraid because the technology is just changing so fast. He assured me, assured in air quotes, he assured me that the phone I was buying that day would be out of date by the minute I walked out of the store. He says, you can't keep up. So these things depreciate in value. So does jewelry. Unless you're buying investment grade, like 4 carats or larger, those stones, jewelry isn't going to be worth what you paid for it. You'll never be able to sell it. It's wonderful, a lovely gift. I love jewelry, but it's not worth using a credit card to buy jewelry because now you're paying with interest on something that isn't worth what you just paid for it. Same thing with vacations. Vacations. Do you really want to be paying on a credit card for a trip you had and a meal you ate like last year? People do it all the time, especially the poor people. They never get ahead because they're paying all that interest. So you asked, I had to put Georgie's picture in here, sorry. There's no significance to it other than she's beautiful. What if you're really talented and unique? She was very talented and unique. Well, let's look at the talent factor. Earning $10,000 or more per speech is not based on talent. These guys are good. The Tony Robbins of the world are very good, but that's not how they're earning $10,000 or more per speech. It's because they base their presentation on science and psychology, which means speaking to your audience's beliefs, paradigms, and subconscious minds. Once I discovered how the speaking industry really works, I took my new knowledge for a test drive. Like everybody, I was invited to speak for free. I happened to be at a NAWBO luncheon. One of my friends was the president, and she asked me to come in and speak for free to about 60 ladies, 50 ladies at a luncheon. And I had my new science and psychology tips. I spoke for free on the keys to financial freedom, and I earned more than $6,000 speaking for 20 minutes. I could not believe how easy it was, especially compared to how much I'd struggled before selling books in the back of the room. And even if I sold, $500 worth of books, they cost me half off cover price because I have a publisher. So I was only netting about $250 working my tail off. So here I made $6,000 in 20 minutes and I was hooked. So how come most speakers don't understand how easy it is to stop speaking for free and start getting paid to speak? I think a lot of it has to do with, they just think it's hard to do. The National Speakers Association kind of reinforces that. They say that 95% of their members earn less than $50,000 annually from speaking. And everyone I talk to who's in the know says it's probably more than 95% that are earning less than $50,000 annually. I don't know about you, but I don't think that's a great living, not in this economy. They offer a prestigious certified speaking professional designation. A speaker has to show they've earned more than $50,000 for at least 5 of the last 10 years to earn a CSP to put after their name. This leaves out industry experts and other great speakers who do not earn exclusively from speaking, and most general speakers. It's sad that they have no way to distinguish themselves as being an excellent speaker. I assure you, it doesn't take a lot of people to earn a lot of money. Simply decide you're going to become a paid speaker instead of struggling. Don't rely on fee-based gigs. Build your proper credibility with amazing products, marketing, promotion, videos, publicity, and great search engine optimization. Discover how to use science and psychology to start earning more right away. So let me ask you, we're almost up to with an hour. Have you learned more so far than you thought you would? It is surprising to see how the speaking industry really works. And there I am looking very surprised. I hope you found this information to be helpful. Yes, someone's writing wow in the chat bar. It's been an incredible hour. Would you like to know what else you can do to further your career and start speaking, start getting paid to speak? Just type yes in the chat bar and I'll keep going for a few more minutes. I'm so excited to launch this program, Insider Secrets. The Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau presents Insider Secrets, Keys to Six-Figure Speaking. It's a fast, when I think of the years that I struggled, this is an 8-week crash course that will change your speaking career forever and help you monetize your speaking career. I condensed the most valuable nuggets that I have learned over the last 10 years into this amazing 8-week crash course. And it includes 4 wonderfully insane bonuses. The first is a certified convention speaker designation. You'll be able to put a CCS after your name as soon as you finish Insider Secrets, which is absolutely priceless, because I hear from meeting planners all the time. They've hired a speaker who didn't deliver. They booked them off their glossy website, and then the speaker did not deliver. They did not perform. So meeting planners, you have to put yourself in their mindset. They're looking for any advantage they can have to guarantee and assure that the speaker they're bringing in is the right speaker and is going to do a great job for them. So having a CCS after your name, I think if a meeting planner is choosing between you with a CCS and another speaker who doesn't have any certification or designation after their name, I think you stand a better chance to get booked for that fee-based gig, which, like I said, it's part of a successful speaker strategy. Insane bonus number 2, a minimum 2-year listing on the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau website, lvcsb.com, in the convention capital of North America. You'll be on my website and on my radar. Now, I gave this a value of at least $1,500 because when I started out speaking more than 10 years ago, many bureaus wouldn't book you unless you were listed on other bureaus. So I needed to get listed on other bureaus. I was just starting out, and I paid about that much to be listed on a few bureaus. There's a screenshot of the Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau. I just launched this course. As soon as I have enough certified convention speakers, I'm going to build out this page. And I think a meeting planner is going to look at that before they look at anything else because, like I said, they want to hedge their bet. So this is really priceless. There's more. But wait, there's more. Insane bonus number 3. I'll share my mind-blowing information from my Millionaire Speaker Bootcamp, where you'll discover how to use science and psychology, see how easy it is to earn $5,000, $10,000 or more in one day as a speaker. Seriously, you will make this. I was selling this for $24.95. I used to do it in my home. People would come for 3 days in a row for $2,495, and I would teach them the science and psychology of presenting, how to talk to your audiences. And I've condensed that down into some of the modules in Insider Secrets. And it's just, the value is there. You'll make this back in no time at all. Insane bonus number 4, Insider Secrets to Publishing. Having a book is so important to building your platform. You'll meet a top literary agent who will share her insights and personal recommendations to help you achieve publishing success. Another priceless added value. I originally self-published my book, then I sold it to a publisher, then I contributed to anthologies, then I published anthologies. So my point is that I know a lot about publishing, so I really was able to ask all the right questions of this literary agent. And, one of the biggest challenges for people today, for experts, is do I publish, do I self-publish, or do I sell my work to a publisher? How do I do that? How do I find an agent? So on and so on. We answer all those questions in that module. It's so valuable. And having a great book will help you to, this literary agent is on the bestseller list of Amazon currently. Right now, she has a new book out that she had her own 6-figure publishing deal, which is fantastic. I'm so happy for her. And that just came out last month. The program includes 7 weekly online sessions available at your convenience. Every week, I'll share the secrets that took me years to learn. The good news is you can come back anytime. You can do it at 7 o'clock in the morning before you go to work. If you have a regular job, you can do it at midnight before bed. You can come back anytime. You'll build your speaking empire and achieve your dream of sharing your message and gain financial freedom doing what you love. It includes the 4 insane bonuses, the Millionaire Speaker Bootcamp, I can speak much, Robin, Insider Secrets to Publishing, a listing on lvcsb.com, and your certified convention speaker designation. You'll have direct access to me and my contact list, and I will help you every step of the way as you build your speaking empire. Plus, I'm offering insane bonus number 5. If you buy the course in the next 48 hours, you'll get a special one-on-one private strategy session with me where I'll personally help you develop your topic into a killer branded keynote. I'll review your products, your website, your manuscript, your presentation, your PowerPoints, whatever you need help with. I have almost 20 years in advertising and marketing, and I have a real gift, a knack for helping people come up with the meat in the meat on the bone for their speaking topic, really helping them condense it down and come up with great taglines, catchphrases, and so on. This is your chance to discover my insider secrets, and you can get started right away. The value is more than $4,997, but I have a special for the webinar. If you buy in the next 48 hours, you can save, it's just $1,997, or you can make 4 payments, just $577 each. and I offer an unconditional money-back guarantee. I'm telling you, you can earn more than this the very first time you speak after taking Insider Secrets. Remember, I made $6,000 the first time I used this information of the science and psychology and everything that I knew. More than 6,000 speaking for 20 minutes to 50 people. So, I mean, this is a drop in a bucket compared to what other speaker training programs cost. You can click the Buy Now button to get started today, and I have an extra special webinar bonus. If you click the Buy Now button during this webinar, you'll get 3 monthly group coaching sessions as an added value. It's $197 a month. $591 value. Now think about this. You're going to take the 8-week course. You're going to be all fired up and have, a whole new mindset as you move forward. It would really be helpful to have those 3 group coaching sessions to really get rolling and make sure you're heading off in the right direction. So that's extra value worth almost $600. Guest experts include an expert speaker marketer who's going to share the secrets for getting booked for traditional paid gigs locally and nationally, finding those who will book you and how to contact them, and the developer of Wisdom Robot, your key to product creation and income automation. What this is all about is creating products that will help you to earn high perpetual income online with evergreen campaigns that will run 24/7, literally making money for you while you sleep. In fact, a few weeks ago, there was a guy who woke up and he found out he had a $1,250 sale in the morning. And believe it or not, it was for drumming lessons. You would just think that that would be so tactile that you would have to, do that in person, that they would have to show you how to hold your drumsticks and all. But no, he did it online. And you know what? It's easy. You can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. Seriously, I hadn't learned any new technology in years and years and years, and here I am on Webinar Jam, Wisdom Robot, integrating Webinar Jam with YouTube. This video, this session will be available on my YouTube channel at Robin J. If you want to go back and catch any part of it, or you can always email me. I'll also do a CCS makeover for you where you'll discover how to put yourself together for the greatest impact on stage. I can't give you a CCS without knowing how you look and appear on stage. So I want to make sure that we're on the same page with that. This is a comprehensive course where you'll discover what it takes to define yourself as an expert, including how to have an amazing, approachable headshot, how to turn your topic into a hot topic, what kind of testimonials you need and how to get them, how to have a responsive website. Most of the e-commerce today is actually happening on cell phones and tablets. I think most of you have probably bought something from your cell phone. You need an opt-in page on your website. We talk about that, how to create products, the different bios that you need, your biographies and introductions. You'll discover all the ways to tell the world you're an expert, from press releases, Vimeo, collaborations, publicity, blogs, movies, podcasts, books, and a YouTube channel. In fact, Hannah Hart just got a TV program on the Food Network. She had more than 1 million followers on YouTube. Now, if you're the Food Network and she's a foodie, why wouldn't you give her her own show? She's got a built-in audience. So there are ways that you can really tell the world you're an expert. We're going to talk about that in the program. I'll also share techniques for creating dramatically different presentations. A webinar is different. I'm teaching, so I have more text and bullet points on my slides. But when I'm speaking from the stage, and this really gives me a unique perspective for helping you because I started out as a speaker and an author. So when I speak from the stage, this is what my slides look like. And then I would maybe tell an anecdote that had a great message that had something to do with this scene, okay? The time I went on vacation and found a new client, something like that. So this is how I go into detail and show you how to have the most amazing slides for your presentations. And the all-important, you'll discover the game-changing secrets of speaking directly to your audience's subconscious mind. All this and a CCS designation and a listing on the lvcsb.com. Remember, I hire speakers. Meeting planners count on me. Insider Secrets game-changing modules includes everything you need to become a paid speaker, including developing your unique message and brand, how to create explosive products, how to create a speaker demo video that will get you booked. Oh, I see so many terrible speaker demo videos. So I can tell you what to avoid and what to include. How to create an irresistible offer. The 5 elements you absolutely have to have on your speaking website. How to determine your speaking fee and when to raise it. And how to earn thousands every time you speak. And I offer a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee on Insider Secrets, so you really have nothing to lose by trying it out. So just click the Buy Now button to get started today, and in just 8 exciting weeks, you will know how to get paid to speak. If you have any questions about the course, please email me, robin@lvcsb.com, Las Vegas Convention Speakers Bureau. Just email me there. I'm going to share a little nugget. The space is limited because I do so much one-on-one support. So get started today. I wanted to share Napoleon Hill's nuggets, okay, like I promised. He was hired by Andrew Carnegie. Probably if you're a successful speaker or becoming a starting speaker, you've probably heard that Andrew Carnegie hired Napoleon Hill to discover if there were any characteristics that the most successful people in the world shared. And Napoleon Hill actually found 16 characteristics. The good news is they were learned. Nobody was born to be hugely successful. Or I could say we all were. Just people don't understand what it takes. 5 of them are so important. I really want to share them with you as we close today. The first is a burning desire. It takes a lot of passion and desire to succeed. It takes specialized knowledge. What do you know that nobody else knows? Well, we all pretty much know the same stuff, but you can spin it, you can twist it on how to really stand out and make a hot topic. You need to have specialized knowledge. And yes, it takes discipline. I wrote my first book on Sundays when I was working 50 to 60 hours a week in advertising and marketing. Took a lot of discipline to get my butt at my chair at my desk. But I'm sure if you're successful, you've been through that too. Your friends are out playing and you're working. And that's what it takes to distinguish yourself in the beginning, especially, and create something new. It also takes very strong associations. And I can tell you, I bring you into my fold, into my circle. I have people who can help you, not just me. I am helped by some of the most incredible people ever. And then decisiveness. You have to be able to make a decision. Now, I shared that I was going to tell you how to make a decision if you weren't really clear on that. Well, and this is, I didn't actually learn this from Napoleon Hill, but you need to be decisive. So here's how you make a great decision. Ask yourself, will this decision move me closer to my dreams? And is this decision in harmony with what I'm doing? Do you see how that's going to help you? I mean, it's so obvious. If it moves you closer to your dreams and it's in harmony with what you're doing, the answer is yes. And if not, then it's no. So you should never have a problem making a decision again. When we predict the future, there's good news and bad news. The bad news is that out of every 100 people, only 10 will go on to reach their dreams and gain financial independence. The good news is it could be any one of those 100 people, any one of them. So ask yourself, this is my last question to you. Will you be one of the 10% who will commit to yourself and your speaking career? Because this is your chance to change your future forever. So I'm going to finish up here with the paid speaker. Write that down, and I'm going to put that in the chat bar right now. thepaidspeaker.com. If you didn't get a chance to hit the Buy Now button, you can go to thepaidspeaker.com, and I'll hold that $1,997 price. I'm going to take this down in a minute. Then I'm going to hold that $1,997 price for the next 48 hours. So if you're listening to this now, you can go to the paid speaker and sign up for Insider Secrets for $1,997 or 4 easy payments. Okay? So I'm going to go live now. I'm going to, oh, there I am. There I am little. Now I'll go big. Hi, thank you so much. Oh, my hands look huge. Thank you so much for joining me today for Insider Secrets. It's been an absolute joy to share with you. I have a note to read. Let me see. This is exactly what I need. I'm serious about my speaking career and I want to do it the right way. I appreciate the payment plan. This is cheaper than college and directly tied to my income. Oh my God, I was just listening to an audio tape yesterday where someone was talking about going to college to become an attorney. And when they graduate, they will have $260,000 in credit card debt. It's insane. As a teacher, as a speaker, we can help so many people. Like I said in the beginning, speaking is a great way to empower others and share your message. You know, my light bulb went off. I'm doing so many things, my movies and speaking myself and publishing and so on and coaching people. But when I got 3 emails all at once in one day, like within an hour from speakers who wanted to be listed with the Bureau, I was like, I have got to remember, oh, there's my doorbell. I have got to figure out how I can best serve speakers on a regular basis. And so you have Insider Secrets, Keys to Six-Figure Speaking. So I hope you'll take advantage of it. If you have any other questions, there's an 8-second delay, but let me know. Thank you so much for your time. Just go to thepaidspeaker.com. I look forward to working with you and helping you. Powerful information. Thank you so much. I really put everything I had into this program so that, sorry, my monitor's over here, so that I could help more speakers. And I think my passion comes from the fact that I struggled so hard when I started. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you. And I don't want anyone else to struggle. It's not necessary. I have condensed this down into this amazing 8-week crash course. I'm here for you. And if you sign up now, you get the added benefit of the 3 months of coaching afterwards. So I look forward to working with you. Thank you so much. I'm going to log off. If you have any more questions, feel free to email me, robin@lvcsb.com, and I'll get right back to you. Thanks.